Although Aristotle, living centuries before Jesus, reasoned that God is eternal, who created God, is still a common question today, even among scientists like Richard Dawkins. In my last reflection, I showed that God, or an intelligent and powerful being just like God, is necessary for anything temporal, spatial, material, or having energy, to exist. Because the creator of time created time, he must exist without it, so concepts like past don't apply to him. In other words, the question, who created God, is illogical, like asking which color is the loudest. Let's say, for the sake of argument, that God was created. What would that look like? There would have to be a godfather, a god-grandfather, a god-great-grandfather, etc. You get the idea. At some point, it becomes obvious, and a thinking person will ask, this can't just go on forever. How did it all get started? There are only two possibilities at this point, either the first being created himself, or he always existed. The former can be dispensed with easily, because nothing, not even God, can create itself before it exists. But, some argue, God can do anything, so he can create himself. Yes, God is all-powerful, but he can't do illogical things. He can't make a square circle, or a one-ended stick. And, he can't create himself before he exists. If God wasn't eternal, nothing would exist, and things exist, so God is eternal. Therefore, no one created God. None of these proofs for God's existence or eternity rely on divine revelation. They're available for consideration by all. The Bible does comment about those who aren't open to rational proofs, though, and it isn't pretty. In Psalm 14, verse 1, we find, the fool says in his heart, there is no God. St. Paul, in verses 19 and 20 of the first chapter of his letter to the Romans says, what can be known about God is evident. Ever since the creation of the world, his invisible attributes of eternal power and divinity have been able to be understood and perceived in what he has made. As a result, unbelievers have no excuse. Yes, God's existence and eternity have been proven.